What if I told you that one test could predict how well you'd work in a team, or even whether you'd actually get hired at all? Or try this one. Why do some people seem to thrive in certain workplaces and others seem to completely fall out of place? It might come down to a personality test you didn't even know you were being judged on. Today we're unpacking the real power and the real consequences of personality psychometric tests in the workplace. Top of the morning, everyone. My name is Tshidi and I'm back with another video. Today we're diving into one of the most misunderstood tools in the job market, personality tests. These are misunderstood by both candidates and most hiring managers. And what we're going to learn today is what they really measure, the popular ones you'd need to know about, how companies use them behind the scenes, where to practice with actual links that you might actually be able to use, and how to show up with clarity and confidence during the assessment. What are personality psychometrics? Personality psychometrics are tools that we actually normally use to measure human traits. Typically patterns of thinking, feelings, behaving. These tests aren't just interested in how smart you are, but how you actually show up in certain situations. Think of it this way. IQ tests measures what you can do and your intelligence, as they might say. Personality tests measures how you do it and how you relate to others while you're actually doing it. They're often used during recruitment, leadership development programs, or even team building because they help answer the big questions like, will this person thrive in a fast-paced environment or in a chaotic environment? How will they respond to conflict? Can they lead with empathy or are they more results-driven? And trust me, more companies are using these to find some of this information because you can't just ask it in a job interview. Let's explore the big three frameworks that come across in the real world. There's what we call the big five or ocean. This is the gold standard for personality theory, used in psychology research, universities, and hiring processes. So a lot of them actually use this. It measures things like openness. Are you curious, imaginative, and open to new experiences? They measure conscientiousness. Are you organized? Are you reliable? Are you disciplined? They measure extroversion. Are you sociable, energetic, outgoing, or even more reserved and independent? Agreeableness. Are you compassionate, corporate, and empathetic? Neuroticism. How well do you handle stress, pressure, or even emotional instability? Why does it matter? Someone high in conscientiousness might thrive in a structured role like a project management space. Someone low in neuroticism could excel in high-pressure environments like sales or emergency services. The second one that we should know about is what they call the MBTI, which I've done a few of these in the past. The Myers-Briggs, that's what they call it, or the Myers-Briggs type indicator. The Myers-Briggs categorizes people into 16 personality types based on 4 different preferences: introvert versus extrovert, or extravert, which is how do you recharge? Sensing versus intuitive, how do you process information? Thinking versus feeling, how you make decisions. Judging versus perceiving, how you approach structure and time. A company might use MBTI to build a balanced team. They might also want to mix up big picture thinkers and detail-oriented doers, or even just blend calm planners and spontaneous creatives. This way you at least have the best of both worlds. Now, MBTI is also great for self-awareness for some of the people that might be looking at it, and team dynamics, but less predictive and high-stakes hiring decisions compared to what they call the ocean that we just spoke about. The third one that we're actually going to speak about is the DISC assessment. Simple, popular in the workplace setting, and especially for leadership, coaching, and sales roles. You fall into either one of these categories. Your dominance, which is results-driven, competitive, and direct. Influence, which is more social, enthusiastic, and persuasive. Steadiness, which is calm, patient, and loyal. And conscientiousness, which is detail-focused, analytic, and disciplined. They can be used for resolving team conflict, matching leadership type to business needs, improving communication across departments. And DISC is very common in corporate training programs and team building retreats. So normally when there's a team building, they sometimes make you to do these personality tests and say you are green, you are yellow, you are red, all these other colors, just to try and help with the team building so that you know how to deal with your colleagues. The tests aren't obviously for fun. They're strategic tools used to screen candidates for culture fit, build stronger teams, identify leadership potential, and also reduce hiring risks. Now, the most important thing that everybody always wants to know is, how do I practice these things and where can I practice some of these things? What's important for you is to get familiar with the question formats. Reflect on your own traits, respond more confidently in interviews, and here are the top places that you can actually do the practices. There's an area called 123 test. You can actually just Google it online. It has the free big fives. It's got the DISC, it's got the MBTI style test. They're all super accessible. So please just go check it out. That might be one of the best places to actually go check. Truity, which is spelled Truity, comprehensive site with MBTI, Enneagrams, and career matching tools. So that's one of those that you can also do online, practice tests that you've got. You also have practice aptitude tests where you can actually just search online to say aptitude tests. It simulates real corporate tests, especially if you're actually applying for at the big firms. And then the next one that you should also check out is called Assessment Day. It's mostly UK based, but excellent DISC and behavioral test prep. Now, the biggest question that I always get is, how do I prepare and avoid mistakes in these things? While you can't study a personality test like you would actually do a maths exam, you can prepare with intention, awareness, and strategy. Most people fail here because they don't realize how much these assessments reveal about them. Not just about your personality, but your self-awareness and alignment with the role. Now, here's how you actually prepare like a pro. The first thing, guys, is know the job and the company culture. This is where most people actually go wrong. They answer questions based on who they think they are, not what the role tends to require. Read the job description like it's a personality brief. Is it looking for somebody innovative? Is it looking for somebody agile? Is it looking for somebody adaptable? That's what you need to think about with every application that you go to. For example, a tech startup hiring a product designer may actually value curiosity, flexibility, and tolerance for ambiguity, because in most cases, a lot of the things are not yet in place. A law firm hiring a compliance officer might favor somebody who's actually attention to detail, who's got a bit of order and emotional stability. Go on to the company's about page. Do they talk about innovation? Do they talk about tradition? Do they talk about diversity? That's the clue that tells you how you're going to answer this. Number 2, stay honest, but self-aware. A common mistake that we actually try to do is trying to game the test by answering what you think they want to hear. But here's the thing. These assessments are smart. They pick up on patterns, on contradictions, and inconsistencies. You'll just end up looking like you are inauthentic or you're very confused. Instead, be honest but strategic. Okay? Now here's how you do it. Know how your traits serve the role. Frame your personality in a way that aligns with the success in the job. For example, are you introverted? That's not a flaw. Say you're thoughtful, observant, and excel in focused, independent tasks. Not natural risk taker. Position it as being detail-oriented and risk-aware. Also great for quality control or any auditing kind of roles and responsibilities. Number 3, be consistent. These tests often ask the same question in multiple ways. It's not because they forgot, they're checking for consistency. Your first thing you'll actually see is, I enjoy working in a team. And then later you say, I prefer to work alone rather than collaborate. If you flip your answer, that's a flag. Not just for the system, but for the recruiter, who may actually assume that you have actually that lack of self-awareness or decisiveness. Don't overthink it. Answer from a place of truth, but keep your core tendencies clear and steady. Number 4, reframe your weaknesses. Everybody has a trait that could seem undesirable in certain roles, but with the right framing, they become assets. Reframing is key. So don't hide your traits, own them, and actually make sure that you know how to make them useful. The secret is align your natural strengths with what the job actually needs. That's the win that you're actually looking at. Number 5, practice with feedback. Don't just take the test. Study your results like you're actually a coach. See where you went wrong. And always ask yourself this: where do I score high? What does that mean for my working style? Which areas might need balancing, especially in this particular role? Being aware of some of these things is also just helpful for you as a human being. How might a manager interpret these scores? That depends. Tshidi, for example, gives detailed breakdown with real world applications. So it tells you to say, this is what you need to actually think about. After every test, write 3 bullet points that you think are actually very important. 1 strength that matches the job, 1 trait that you must actually watch or manage, and 1 thing that you'll actually communicate better next time. Final thing, guys, that you need to think about is that personality tests aren't there to catch you out. They're actually there to reveal your strength. You're not also trying to be actually a perfect candidate. You're trying to be the right fit for the job that you've applied to. for the team and for the sanity and the success of that particular team. They also can be practiced online via 1, 2, 3 tests. You can look at Tshidi, you can look at assessment day, or just Google online to say, I'm looking for a personality test that I can actually do. You finally understand the personality test and psychometrics, and your personality is your superpower, not something to be boxed in. So if this video has helped you demystify any personality test, please do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, and please share it with as many people as you can, and subscribe for more career strategy to help you develop for the future. Until we meet next time, peace.